All right, guys, welcome back to another picks video. These are my Week 6 predictions. Shout out to Triff NFL for this nice little graphic that they posted. Usually I post the Fox one just because it has like a better style, but honestly, I'm just going to roll with this one for now. But yeah, shout out to them for this one. Nice little graphic, like I said. And these are my Week 6 predictions, man. I'm going to take you through each matchup, give you some insight, and I'll tell you why I think each team is going to win this game. Let's get into it. So let's just start off with Thursday Night Football. We got the San Francisco 49ers at the Seattle Seahawks from Lumen Field on Thursday Night Football. So we look at the 49ers, man. They're coming off a tough loss to the Arizona Cardinals. Brock Purdy, he threw a couple interceptions. Jordan Mason had a fumble near the goal line. And the team, they struggled in the red zone. They got to bounce back to regain some control over this division, man. I mean, if Jake Moody is sidelined, I mean, their defense is going to have to tighten up because their offense is going to have trouble. I mean, like I said, it's a new kicker, obviously, so you don't know how they're going to be. But, I mean, they're looking for a new place one. But the Seahawks, they struggled against the Giants, man. I mean, Geno Smith, he's faced, like, relentless pressure. I mean, 7 times he got sacked. This is going to match up. This is going to hinge on whether Seattle's going to be able to protect Geno. And San Francisco, if their defense... If Seattle's defense can slow down San Francisco in the red zone, I think that they can definitely, come away with a victory here. But I think that San Francisco, man, they just need to make a statement, period. I mean, Jordan Mason had a fumble, like I said last week, near the goal line. That was a costly mistake as well. And it's going to take a lot for them to bounce back. But honestly, guys, just going off of, just desperation, Kyle Shanahan in the regular season I can trust, I guess. So I'm going to roll with the Niners here. It's a division game, so... Obviously, you can expect these to be pretty tight. San Francisco's kind of going through like a hangover of last year's Super Bowl. I mean, that was a crushing loss, so they're kind of off to a slow start. I could definitely see them losing this game. But honestly, guys, I'm just going to pick them just out of sheer, desperation. I think they're going to come away, they're going to try to be as desperate as they can. And I think it's just a desperation effort that they come away with a victory here. So give me the Niners in this one. Now we go to London. We got the Jacksonville Jaguars at the Chicago Bears. So Jacksonville, congratulations. They get their first win against the Indianapolis Colts. Trevor Lawrence, he threw for over 350 yards. Tank Bigsby, he had 100 yards plus on the ground as well. Their offense is humming. I mean, even like in the losses in some of those games. I mean, they damn near almost beat the Texans as well. The defense is where their issue lies, man. I mean, especially when it comes to limiting the big plays. I mean, that's like the main issue that they have. The Bears, I mean, they're led by Caleb Williams. He's getting better and better. I got to give him a lot of credit. I mean, he had a dominant Week 5 performance. He threw for over 300 yards. DJ Moore, he's looking pretty dangerous as well. I think that Chicago's offense could really overpower this Jags defense. I think it's a pretty unfavorable matchup for Jacksonville and a favorable one for Chicago here. And if Lawrence continues to struggle to find some rhythm, I think that Bears defense can take advantage of it. So I'm going to go with the Bears here. I think it's going to be a tough one, but I think they're going to be able to grind it out here in London. So I'm going to take the Bears over the Jags. Their quarterback is getting better and better, and we'll go from there. Next up, we got the Tampa Bay Buccaneers at the New Orleans Saints. Taking a look at Tampa, man, what a crushing overtime loss to the Falcons on Thursday Night Football. I mean, that exposed some cracks on defense, especially. They gave up 509 total yards to Kirk Cousins. I mean, with extra rest on a Thursday game, Baker's gonna. I mean, he seems like he's really corrected his form from like Cleveland, Carolina, LA. So I have to give him a lot of credit. I mean, I think he got a nice slice of humble pie, and I think that's really been good for his career. Then you look at New Orleans. I mean, they lost to KC last night. Derek Carr had some struggles. I mean, Alvin Kamara had a decent game, but at the end of the day, the run game was kind of stalling. But if the Saints don't correct their offensive woes, I think it's going to be a long day. I think that Tampa's offense is going to exploit that defensive lapse, kind of like, obviously, Baker's no Mahomes, but I think that he can also figure it out and lead them to a grinded-out victory. So I think it's going to be a close game, but I'm going to roll with the Bucs here. I think they get a bounce-back win. Both these teams are looking for a bounce-back. Usually when both teams look for a bounce-back, I tend to lean towards the home team, but in this case, I think the Bucs are just too desperate. So I'm going to pick the Bucs here over the Saints. And I trust Baker more than Carr. That's another reason. Now we go to Baltimore, the battle of, I guess, the Maryland border area. I don't know. But we got the Washington Commanders at the Baltimore Ravens. So we look at the Commanders, a dominant victory over the Cleveland Browns in Week 5. I mean, Jaden Daniels, he had 320 total yards. The defense completely shut down Deshaun Watson and the Browns. Daniels, he looks a lot more mature beyond his years, and he's going to face a stern test on that defensive line in Baltimore. Cincinnati's offensive line is very, very good, so they held them in check, at least until the end there. Washington is going to have a little bit of trouble, I'd imagine. I mean, they haven't really faced that many good defensive lines. I mean, Cleveland, don't get me wrong, they're a good defense, but I mean, their pass rush has been kind of lackluster lately. But yeah, Jaden Daniels, he looks a lot more mature beyond his years, and I think that Lamar Jackson, he just completely torched us last week. I mean, he had over 350 yards. He had 4 touchdowns. The offense was just ho-hum. Zay Flowers, he had 100-plus receiving yards. Of course, Justin Tucker, he was clutch on those 2 kicks that they beat us in overtime. I think it's going to come down to whether Washington's defense is going to be able to contain Lamar Jackson. So I think this is going to be a really good game, and I wouldn't be surprised if Washington can pull it off. But I'm going to go with the home team here. I think that they're just on a roll right now. A lot of confidence, with an AFC North win against us last week. I think that they're just going to continue it rolling, and I think that this is another situation of when in semi-doubt, I'm going to lean home team. Give me the Ravens to knock off the Commanders. Next up, we go to Wisconsin. We got the Arizona Cardinals at the Green Bay Packers. So Kyler Murray and James Conner, I mean, they both combined for a stunning upset over the San Francisco 49ers. But traveling to Lambeau, it's a significant challenge, man. I mean, Kyler Murray's going to have to rely on his legs again. James Conner, he's going to have to do some hard running to, replicate last week's success as well. The Packers are going to have to rely on their defense. They forced 2 turnovers last week. They're going to have to keep that offense in check, man. Jordan Love, he had a tough pick 6 early on. That was the weirdest pick 6 I ever watched in highlights. But, he bounced back. He avoided some of the turnovers late in the game. I think that Green Bay could handle business at home. But I think that this game is going to be won by what quarterback plays the best. And I think that both these offenses are very good. At the end of the day, though, I'm going to go with the Packers. I think that this is just another situation of when they handle business, they're going to be handling business. So I'm going to take the Packers over the Cardinals. Next up, we go to Tennessee. We got the Indianapolis Colts at the Tennessee Titans. Taking a look at the Colts, man. Joe Flacco, his 359-yard performance, it was not enough to get them past their division rival where they've lost 10 straight. The last time they won was 14 or 13. Their streak started in 14, I believe. But Indianapolis, they showed that they could move the ball with multiple receivers stepping up. The Titans, they come off a conservative approach. And, without Derrick Henry, I just don't see them getting the job done. I think that Tennessee's lack of explosive plays is going to hold them back. I think that the Colts are going to continue to, kind of push the passing game. I think they're going to just do enough to win. I think that they're going to get a win on the road. Next up, we go to New England. We got the Houston Texans at the New England Patriots. So C.J. Stroud, a roller coaster week 5. He threw for 330-plus yards. He turned the ball over twice late in the game, I believe, but the defense looked like an unsung hero. I mean, the Patriots are on a 4-game losing streak now. They're completely out of sync with Jacoby Brissett at quarterback. Their offense, it just continues to sputter. I think a confident Texans team is going to just come into their place. And I just think that even though, the Texans, the defense looked like an unsung hero, like I said, especially in the first half for Houston. I think they just get a win here. I just think that it's going to be one of those situations they're just going to put New England at a 5-game losing streak, and I just think it's going to be a huge damper for New England. Obviously, since that Week 1 win over us, they've just been completely sputtering all over the place. Everybody kind of thought Gerard Mayo was like a wizard after that Week 1 win, but I think 5 straight losses is going to start putting an end to that crap. I'm going to take the Houston Texans to win over the New England Patriots. Next up, we go to Philadelphia. We got the Cleveland Browns at the Philadelphia Eagles. So the Browns officially hit rock bottom last week. Deshaun Watson, he struggled once again. Could not move the ball. Their defense completely faltered against Washington. The Eagles' offense just continues to roll, man, behind Jalen Hurts. I mean, they're just going to try to roll over like a completely uninspired Browns team, in my opinion. I think it's going to be it's just going to be too much to handle for Cleveland. If Watson's going to continue to struggle, there was a play I saw that he just ran off the field rather than calling timeout. I mean, they took a delay of game, I believe. That's just your leader for you in Cleveland. I mean, they're just this is what a disaster that contract is. I can't really laugh at the Browns for being 1-4, obviously, because we're 1-4 as well. At least we don't have that at quarterback. I mean, we have one of the best offenses in the league. Our defense absolutely sucks, but Cleveland just looks like a lost cause this season. So this is actually going to be my lock of the week. I'm going to roll with the Philadelphia Eagles to get the win. I just think their defense is going to want to start licking their chops against Deshaun Watson and that horrible Browns offensive line. Like, I'm not going to put it all on Deshaun. I mean, that offensive line is not doing him any favors. But he's not playing well at all, to say the least. But it's a collective effort, honestly. So I'm going to take the Philadelphia Eagles to actually lock up the Browns this week. For the second straight week, my lock is against the Cleveland Browns. So you love to see it. Next up, we go to Denver. We got the Los Angeles Chargers at the Denver Broncos. So the Broncos defense in week 5, Patrick Surtain, he led the way he had a 100-yard pick six. Bo Nix also played efficiently. Denver's confidence is growing. I mean, they were on a 3-game winning streak, I believe. So you love to see it. They're facing a Chargers team. They unfortunately lost 2 straight. Granted, it was to the Steelers and the Kansas City Chiefs. But Denver's defense, I mean, the Chargers are coming off a bye, obviously. But I think Justin Herbert's going to be damn near perfect. I mean, the way that Denver's been playing, especially in this mile-high altitude, is going to make me believe that this is going to be, 1, a low-scoring game, and 2, it's going to be an upset. I'm rolling with the Denver Broncos to pull off an upset win over the Los Angeles Chargers in this one. I think that they're just rolling right now, and they've just been balling at all causes. I think that they're kind of due for a low-scoring defensive effort. I think they'll get it here, honestly. I think that LA is just struggling right now, coming off I think that they're obviously very rested. But they're struggling. They're faltering a little bit. But unfortunately, I just think it continues in this one. I think that they'll eventually bounce back because I think they're a good team, honestly. The Chargers are a good team, but I think the Broncos get them here in the Mile High. Next up, we go to Las Vegas. We got the Pittsburgh Steelers at the Las Vegas Raiders. So we look at the Steelers, man. I mean, their defense, they forced some turnovers. They just couldn't. I mean, their offense just completely faltered in Week 5 against the Cowboys. I mean, the Justin Fields It's not. I don't think he played that bad, but they just couldn't get him going. You know, the electricity. I mean, if they don't find answers soon, they're going to be in trouble. The Raiders, they also come in here with some quarterback controversy. Is it going to be Aiden O'Connell? Is it going to be Gardner Minshew? I think they're still up in the air about it. I think Pittsburgh's defense should be able to contain them regardless. What really spells disaster for the Steelers, the Raiders always play well against them. I mean, the Steelers have gotten the last 2 wins. I mean, they beat them in 2022 and last year. So I think they're kind of turning the tide a little bit. It's tough to pick against a team that's defense it's just a favorable matchup for them. While I want to pick Las Vegas, and like I said, I think it's a very, very interesting that they're not announcing maybe they're trying to throw the Steelers off, make a plan for both, because that's Mike Tomlin. Like I said, honestly, here's what I think. I think the Raiders are looking at Mike Tomlin saying he didn't have a backup plan for Joe Flacco, and they're saying, okay, he maybe not have a backup plan for whoever we're not starting, so we'll confuse him a little bit. I honestly think that's what they're doing. So while I really, 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 really want to pick Las Vegas here, and I hope they win, I'm going with the Yinzers on this one. I'm going to pick the Pittsburgh Steelers to pull off the win here. I just think they're due for kind of obviously a defensive grinded out game, but I think Justin Fields will find a little bit of his stride again. Had a couple overthrows, but he picked it up towards the end there. I mean, they had a touchdown drive as well. Najee Harris is playing a little bit better, so you can expect them to bounce back here. So I'm going Pittsburgh here, but I could see it going either way. Next up, we go to Carolina. We got the Atlanta Falcons at the Carolina Panthers. So Kirk Cousins, he looked comfortable in Atlanta's offense. I mean, he threw for over 500 yards. Drake London, Darnell Mooney, they played outstanding as well. I mean, Cousins has all the weapons he needs that he didn't have in Minnesota. I mean, the Panthers defense, I just don't see them stopping Atlanta's red hot passing attack right now. I know they're at home. The spark with Andy Dalton, that quarterback, man, it's kind of fizzled out a little bit. I mean, it started last week against us, and then it just continued. I mean, not that I expected anything different. I mean, the Bears' defense is very good. Better than the Falcons, I would say. But expect the Falcons to keep rolling here. I'm going to take them to win. Honestly, I think they cover the spread as well. I'm going to say they win by 10. I could see this. I could see the Panthers scoring a garbage time touchdown. I think it'll be 34-17. Maybe they get a late touchdown there, but expect the Falcons to keep rolling, man. I mean, they're looking pretty good, picking it up from the early season. Yeah, I'm going to roll with Atlanta on this one pretty easily. Next up, we got the Detroit Lions at the Dallas Cowboys. Detroit coming off a bye week. Dallas, they scraped by a Pittsburgh, in Pittsburgh. Dak Prescott had late game heroics. Tolbert an amazing catch on fourth and goal. I think the Lions is just going to be fully prepared for this one. I think that Jared Goff, he has all the weapons to exploit a Cowboys team that has not been good at home. They've been missing key players. Like they didn't have Michael Parsons in that game, and they pulled it off. Look for this to be a close game in the first half, but at the end of the day, guys, Detroit, they're more rested. Dallas, they're coming off an emotional, granted, solid win. So usually in this situation, with the momentum swing and I guess not the rust that Detroit would have, but the little bit of this, I guess, like trying to get back into the groove, Cowboys could definitely come off to a fast start. At the end of the day, though, I'm going Detroit on this one. I think that, they should be fully prepared. And, Dan Campbell coming off a bye. I trust him on this one. So I'm actually rolling with Detroit to knock off the Cowboys. Sunday night, man, we got my game. We got the Cincinnati Bengals at the New York Giants. Taking a look at the Bengals, man. I mean, Joe Burrow, 392 yards, 5 touchdowns, a crushing overtime loss to the Baltimore Ravens. Burrow, these injuries are honestly making him better, mentally tougher, and just a better quarterback overall. I hate to kind of shift an injury like that, but these injuries are making him a better quarterback. They're making him a lot mentally tougher, and they're just making him. He just feels like he's fully rested and ready to go. So that offense, man, I have no concerns as far as if they play to their ability. I just don't think that the Giants will be able to stop them. I mean, the Giants defense is very good. I mean, Tyrone Tracy had an explosive week 5 as well on the offense. I mean, 129 yards. If the Bengals play to their potential, they should be able to, take full offensive control of this game. The defense, that's another story, especially on the ground. I don't know if we're going to get Sheldon Rankins back. Hopefully we get Mike Hilton back. Dax Hill is out with an ACL injury. If we play to our potential, dude, I swear we can be a better defense. I know that we can. I mean, we were solid defensively. You guys can say what you want. We were solid defensively in the first 2 weeks of the season. I mean, granted, I know against the New England Patriots in the first half, we kind of faltered a little bit, but we were solid in the first 2 weeks. And even in the Carolina game, I know that, the rush defense was a little bit tough. I mean, we just didn't make the tackles necessary, but we did hold our own. Granted, it was against Andy Dalton, and like I said, one of the worst teams in the league. But the Giants, man, I mean, their defense and I guess their special teams now, because they had a blocked field goal as well. I mean, they're playing outstanding. You got to give them a lot of credit. I mean, they're coming off a tough win over the Seattle Seahawks, who are a good team as well. Who's going to be more desperate? The Giants, they're at home, yes. And this is the one thing that's really interesting. This is actually the first time that, in a while that I can remember, that all 3 New York teams are playing in primetime. I mean, the Bills and Jets are playing Monday night. Little spoiler for you, the matchup, even though you guys know. But it's going to be at the same stadium just 24 hours later, which is kind of crazy to think about. I think that defense can step up. Daniel Jones is no Lamar Jackson, no even Jaden Daniels, no Patrick Mahomes. We're going to have to contain the run if we want to win this game. Our CTB is going to have to step up. He's been falling off like crazy. And Dax Hill, like I said, is out for the year. Someone's going to have to step up. Who's it going to be? I don't know. The defensive line is going to have to do what they did. Hubbard's going to have to duplicate his performance. I mean, it feels like he's an all-pro against the Baltimore Ravens, especially at the goal line. I'm going to roll with our guys here. I think that they're just too desperate. I think that they have to be like, okay, we just got to win this. I mean, you look at their schedule, they have 3 winnable games coming up. But again, we have to exercise our demons against the Cleveland Browns. And just take it 1 week at a time. But we have to beat the Philadelphia Eagles as well. Like, it's just going to come down to who's going to make fewer mistakes defensively and who's going to take over. I have to roll with our guys. I mean, our offense is just playing too well. I think that defense eventually has to step up against a worse offense. I have to roll with our guys, dude. I'm going to roll with us. We're just too desperate right now. Especially looking at the division. I mean, this is still they're still very much in it. The question is, do they know it? Do they have a sense of urgency? I don't know. I'm just going to roll with our guys for this one. So, we're going to improve to 2-4, hopefully. Give Bengals fans a little bit of a breather a little bit. Because last week the game a couple days ago, I mean, That was crushing. So I have a feeling they'll bounce back this time. So I want to take the Bengals to pull off the road win. So we go to Monday night game from the same stadium. 24 hours later, we got both New York, Battle of New York, I guess if you want to call it. We got the Buffalo Bills at the New York Jets. Josh Allen, he had struggles in week 5. Hard to watch, but the Bills still almost pulled off a win. Thanks to their defense. I mean, they forced 2 turnovers from C.J. Stroud. And this is against the Jets team that Aaron Rodgers is continuing to look out of sync against the Vikings. I mean, they did kind of mount a mini little comeback, but it wasn't enough. I mean, the Vikings still won. The Jets are not a Super Bowl team, guys. They're not going to the Super Bowl this year. They're not the team that everybody thought they were going to be with a healthy Rodgers. I mean, can they be good? Absolutely. Can they make the playoffs? Absolutely. They're not making the Super Bowl, though. Period. Aaron Rodgers has looked a little bit rough. I mean, he did, like I said, I think he still has a little bit left in the tank. It's just not going to be this game, though. I'm going to roll with the Buffalo Bills to pull off a win. I think that they're just due for a win. They'll hit a game-winning field goal or something. It'll be a close game just because it's division rivals. But at the end of the day, I think that they're just going to pull away with a win. I'm taking the Bills here over the Jets. And I think that this is going to be one of those things where we're like, all right, guys, let's just go win the damn game. Because the last 2 games, they got to be frustrated. They're losing to 2 AFC elites, in my opinion, the Baltimore Ravens and the Houston Texans. I wouldn't say the Jets are an AFC elite. I mean, they're definitely a powerhouse of talent. But I think that the Bills can definitely win this game. So I'm going to roll with the Buffalo Bills to pull off the Monday night win over the New York Jets. And that'll do it, guys. Thank you guys for tuning in. Like I always say, hit the like, hit the comment, hit the subscribe button. I really appreciate it. And you'll get these every week, even though these are getting really annoying to make when the Bengals are coming off losses. So hopefully we can get a win so I have fun doing these again. Yeah, I mean, you obviously want to see your team win. It just makes these videos a little bit sweeter. But you guys take care. Have a good one. And I'll see you guys in week 7 for the new edition of NFL Picks. Hopefully another good week for me, man. You guys take care.